Hi everybody, welcome to another vlog. Before we get started, I want to share a word from today's sponsor, Dossier. You've all heard me talk about Dossier a lot already, and today I wanted to share with you all that they have now launched candles, which is so exciting. Dossier is a scent company. They recreate luxury and perfumes for a really affordable price, and now they are releasing candles that smell just as good. The packaging is also really pretty. It looks great in my apartment. So if you're interested in checking out these candles at Dossier, you can use the link in my description box below. Dossier also share a discount code with you all so you can get a little bit of a special deal. So yeah, I would highly recommend Dossier. Go ahead and check them out. Today is December 4th. It's a Saturday. I'm chilling here with my tea. I was journaling here as well, and I figured I'd chat to the camera, catch up with you all. I'm back home. I'm in Michigan. It is really sunny right now. The sun is coming in strong through these windows. It's been pretty cold here. I forgot how cold it gets. It's much colder than it is in Seattle. It does feel good to be home. I am starting to miss my independence a little bit. It has been, how long has it been now? December 4th. It's been like, I've been here for like 2 weeks now, and I'm gonna be here for a few more weeks before I head to New York City for Christmas time, which is gonna be fun. We're gonna go visit Julian's parents for Christmas, and eventually I'm gonna make my way back to Michigan because I think I'm gonna leave Otis here while I'm in New York City. There just isn't as much space to run around in, and I'm not too familiar with all the dog parks around the area. So he's gonna stay here with my mom, and I'm gonna make my way back to Michigan. I might be on the East Coast side of things, the Midwest/East Coast, for quite some time, which I have mixed feelings about. But also really exciting news, my brother got an internship out in Seattle, so he's gonna be joining me in Seattle this summer, and that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I'm also really excited for Vlogmas. I'm personally not doing Vlogmas, but I get so excited when some of my favorite vloggers are doing Vlogmas. It's just so fun to wake up every morning, have a little video to watch while I get ready. Vlogmas has been a huge mood booster. I'm very excited about it. I have been more active on social media, or trying to be. I am just terrible at being active on Instagram, but I posted 2 videos again on TikTok, and I haven't posted on TikTok in months. Not gonna lie, there's good money in YouTube, even for my platform, which is a very small platform, especially on YouTube. I have right now, I think, under 8K subscribers, which thank you all for subscribing and watching my videos if you do. And this year, I have made, I think, like $2,000 from ads on YouTube, and maybe another 1,000 or so from sponsorships. I'm a big advocate for salary, money, transparency. I feel like I hear a lot of advice telling people not to get into content creation unless you absolutely love it. But I don't think you have to absolutely be in love with every single aspect of it. It's a side hustle that makes good money with a lot of flexibility. So if you're into video editing, filming, talking to a camera, I think it's a very viable side hustle choice. I also remade a new Finsta. I went and got coffee with a friend, and we were talking about Finstas, and it reminded me of my old Finsta. I went back, I looked at the old photos, and I just really enjoyed looking back at my old posts and how unfiltered they were, which I was definitely a completely different person when I was running my old Finsta, but I completely lost the password, all the information to get into that account. I used some Yahoo email for that account. I can't get into that Yahoo email, so I just decided to make a new account. I want to keep it very private for obvious reasons, but it's been a lot of fun just posting unfiltered things, and I feel like it makes me more creative when I have a space to just post whatever I want without any pressure. I also went to Lululemon today, and I got myself a new tank top because I've been really getting into weightlifting and working out again, which I slowly started getting back into working out maybe, I want to say, like in August. This year I took a huge hiatus. I took a huge break from working out, which was like the first time I took that big of a break since I started competitive swimming since I was 5 years old. So that was huge for me. I took a big break from working out as part of my journey to healing my relationship with working out and food, which I can talk more about maybe in a different video. Yeah, now I have an excuse to buy workout clothes, so I did a little bit of shopping. I've got this tank top. I feel like this is gonna be good. I hope it's not too big. I didn't get a chance to try it on in store, but I'll just return it if it's too big. It's just your standard tank top, and I think it's something that's really high quality and that I'll reach for a lot when I go to work out. It definitely was not cheap. It was $58 and I got it in a size 6. So we'll see. Hopefully this gets me excited to go to the gym. Earlier today, I went and I got brunch with my family. My mom, my brother, Julian went. It was a really good time. And I came home, honestly, I was just so tired. I crashed and I kind of tried to take a nap. I definitely drank too much caffeine at brunch and I couldn't fall asleep, so I just laid in bed on TikTok for a very long time. Eventually made it up, got some tea, journaled. Now I'm talking to the camera. I'll probably head to the gym in a bit, in like half an hour to an hour or so. And then later tonight, Michigan has a football game. So we're gonna go over to one of my friends and we're gonna have a little watch party. We're gonna order some Korean fried chicken, get some kimchi fries, which I am so excited for. And we're gonna watch the game together at her place, which is gonna be a lot of fun. It's been really good to reconnect with some of my high school best friends, but I definitely wish I lived a lot closer to home. Like, I'm so jealous of the people that I know that live nearby, like in Boston and New York City, and they can fly home easily for Thanksgiving and then go back and come back again for Christmas. Whereas for me, it's like a 6-hour flight to get here, and that just wasn't worth traveling back and forth so many times. So it just feels nicer, I feel like, when you're closer to home. It makes you feel more anchored. Jill and I were just like talking about our plans for the future, and we were thinking about living in Seattle for a couple more years and then maybe thinking about moving to Boston or something like that. I've personally actually never been to Boston, so I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty flexible. I feel like I like most cities, and from what I hear about Boston, it sounds pretty good to me. So let me know if you've ever lived in Boston, been to Boston, what your thoughts are. Sheldon, you forget how to walk? Sheldon. Sheldon, come here. Sheldon, come here. I think it's too small. That one's way too big, bro. So I've been playing The Sims again, and I'm gonna introduce you to the little storyline I have going on. Okay. This here is Jamie. She was the main character. Now she's elderly and has 3 kids, 2 of which are adopted. She used to live in a city, and without telling anyone, she moved to the countryside, which is where she is living right now. Well, I guess this is more of a suburb. This is Brittleton Bay. And right before she left, she met this guy named Salem, and they fell immediately in love. Before, she had a few things with other guys, but it never worked out until she met this guy Salem here. And they're both writers. They instantly fell in love. However, as they got older, Jamie started getting bored with her new life. She fulfilled all her dreams of opening up a bookstore. She was a freelance writer, published a few books. She did everything that she wanted to do. Unfortunately, then she got bored, so she rekindled one of her relationships with someone that she had hooked up with in the past. She just came back from vacation and she was hooking up with someone else, which is really sad because I just got a notification that Salem here is going to die soon. The next main character is going to be Sadie here. This is Sadie. She is adopted. So is her brother here, Sean. These 2 kids were adopted, and then Hugh over here was given birth to by Jamie, so he is not adopted, and he's trying out the whole science thing right now, while Sadie is chatting to a guy named Jorge, which is Jamie's friend's son, so she's making a friend there. It's a nice house kind of in the suburbs. It's got a front porch where you can enjoy your coffee at. They have a home gym. This is the boys' bedroom, the girls' bedroom, the primary bedroom, the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen is pretty nice too. The kitchen has lots of windows and it leads out to their backyard where they have a mini garden, a swimming pool, and a barbecue grill. So yeah, this is what I do in my free time. I make up fake lives and play them out. I think Sadie, the next generation, she's gonna go off to college because I have the university pack, but I've actually never done the university gameplay, so I'm excited to try that out. I also recently got the cottage extension pack, so maybe she's gonna move out to the farms. I don't know, we'll see.
That is Charles Woodson. That is right.
Yeah, you're good at offense and defense.
I slept in very late today. I think I woke up at like 11 a.m. and I haven't slept in that late in a very long time. And I have a tendency to get anxious when I wake up, and it's much later than I expected. But I didn't feel that as much this morning, and it felt really good to sleep in on a Sunday. Of course, now time's going by super fast, so I mean, it's fine. It's 12:14 now and I just had breakfast. But yeah, I feel very, very well rested. It's so dark and gloomy. I don't know what to do with myself right now. We have dinner plans later, but up until then, I don't know what to do. In my head, I'm like, maybe I should do some work. But then I'm also like, no. Work-life balance. No work on the weekends. But then I also don't know what else to do. It's just gloomy and dark today. Helicopter, helicopter. Do you know the helicopter trend on TikTok? Jill and I just made the video. And we got so nauseous, so motion sick from spinning around in a circle that we had to sit down afterwards. And I still feel a little motion sick. I got you tossing your phone.
I'm going to go for the triple sale.
Came to Costco for fun. I was thinking when you move to Seattle, we need a bigger couch. This could be a good couch to get.
That's a couch.
It is kind of massive, but you can do like modular stuff with it. Like you can move it together and then it's like a bed.
I hate modular.
Really? We're at a Korean restaurant, a new restaurant. It's called Miss Kim, and it was highly rated, so excited. Our friends Joy. Say hi, Joy. And Michael are also there.
Now I can pour it up.
Well, that is very cinnamony.
Whoa.
Wanna try some?
San Francisco time.
I'm taking a break from work to eat some dinner. It's 5:14 p.m. and we kind of forgot to eat lunch. Anyways, my mom made dumplings. I'm very excited to eat these, and I'm also going to answer some questions that you all asked. First question is actually from my friend. She says, hobbies. Do you think Gen Z has them now with the pressure to monetize everything? And this is such a good question, and I feel like this opens a huge discussion that's very open-ended. I don't really have any hobbies, because to me a hobby is something that you do continuously for fun. Actually, let me define what a hobby is. Let's look it up. According to the Oxford Dictionary online, It's an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. Or a small horse or pony. Yeah, so I do things for leisure, but I don't have anything that I do super regularly or consistently. I think for me, what makes more sense is something in my head that I have called a small things bucket list. So I have a bucket list of just different things I want to try. One of the things I did recently was start a painting series. So I painted a few paintings of all my little favorite moments so that I could have all these paintings of all my little favorite moments put around my apartment. If I did that regularly, I guess I could say painting was my hobby. But I did that series. I have a few more to go, but I don't paint regularly, so I don't feel like I can say painting is my hobby. I think also older people have more hobbies because they've had more time to discover and try things and find something that they like to do regularly in their leisure time. I do think social media and the ability to monetize anything that you're doing does drive people in that direction because now there's a monetary reward. Although I do have to say monetizing your hobby definitely changes your relationship with that hobby, not necessarily in a negative way, but I know my relationship with video making has been different since going the YouTube social media route and actually making money from it. But I think it's a great tool. I feel like it's creating a lot of jobs for people and it's giving people a lot more freedom. If they're able to take their hobby into a full-time job, that is the dream. So I don't know. I guess I don't have an answer, but it's a good question, interesting thing to think about. I guess the conclusion is, for me personally, I don't feel like I have any hobbies except for maybe playing The Sims. I guess I do that regularly, but even with that, I get into it in phases. Let me know what you all think, if you have any hobbies or what you do for fun in your leisure time. Another question is, how is it like to live in Seattle as a minority? This is a very good question. Seattle's population is predominantly white, although it has changed a lot since tech has been moving into Seattle. For me, I work in a very diverse place. My office has a very diverse group of employees, and those are the people I see the most or the ones I make friends with. So I don't think I have an accurate representation of what it's like to move to Seattle and live in the environment of just Seattle and not basing my experience mostly out of my workplace. For me, I see a lot of diversity. I am able to find my community, connect with my Chinese traditions and cultures in Seattle, but I do have a biased experience because I feel like the people I surround myself with, a lot of them are from work or maybe people I knew in college kind of thing, so they aren't really Seattle locals. Another question asks, how do you think about / set goals for career progression, promotion, raises, etc.? This is a very good question and something that I'm still trying to master in my own life. But things that I've realized really help is this book called Career Courage. I'm reading it right now, and it's giving me a lot of advice on how to own my career in the corporate environment. I came into the corporate world knowing nothing about it, zero about it. So I've been trying to find resources to learn more about how to excel in my corporate career. Some advice that I have is, one, collect any good feedback that you get. Anytime anyone at work compliments your work or gives you positive feedback, document it in a brag book. Then you can literally quote them in your quarterly reviews with your manager or however often you do reviews with your manager. Number two is, if you are asking someone to provide you feedback on some company-wide system, if you're allowed to, I would send them bullet points ahead of time on what you want them to talk about. People usually appreciate it because people don't usually know what to write anyways, and then you get everything that you want documented as well. And then tip number three is, some companies have like company-wide resources, career resources that document expectations at every level, every promotion level, and they are usually very, very broad. But if you can meet with your manager, maybe make it more specific to your job, and then let's say the next level has 10 requirements for someone to meet to be at that level. Try and identify in the current projects that you're working in an example where you showcase each of these requirements. And if you are missing any, look for projects where you can develop those skills and meet those requirements, so that when it comes to promotion discussions, you can literally pull up this checklist and show your manager that you've been able to meet all the requirements of someone who operates at the next level. And if your company doesn't have that checklist, it's probably something that you can work to develop with your manager. So that is the advice that I have at the moment. Another question is, did you ever get a job through networking instead of applying? If so, could you share your experience? And if not, do you have any tips on networking? I never got a job fully off of networking, so I'm gonna try to answer the question on networking tips. I think the thing that has worked for me is to think of networking as just making friends. For me, whenever there's a job opening on my team, the first people I reach out to are my friends in the industry. I feel like people talk down about making friends at work, but I think making friends at work is extremely valuable in one, making your work more enjoyable, and two, in building out your network at the same time. Those are all the questions I'm going to answer today. If I didn't get to your question and you have a burning question in mind, please don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. Now I'm gonna finish up these dumplings.